Hi everyone, Shaylee Gallagher here, the author of The Cursed Promise, back again for another video where today I will be talking about something that just happened to me, which is writer's block. So let's begin. So for starters, I think every author knows what writer's block is. It's where you're trying to write and your brain just isn't working with you. No matter what you do, no matter what you write down, everything looks wrong. It's all wrong. You're a terrible writer. You hate everything. Or, worst case, you can't write anything. Like, no matter how much you try, you just sit in front of a blank word space and you're just like, why can't I write? I'm an author. Why can't I write? So, that happened to me. Recently, I had like a week-long phase where no matter how hard I tried, I could not write. I wanted to make a video where basically I offer you guys advice on what I do when I'm stuck with writer's block and the techniques I use to try and push past that. So obviously I just told you I had some writer's block, and to give a little background, basically I had a scene and it was not working. And no matter what I wrote, it just felt like it wasn't flowing, but it was a really important scene. I could not cut it and I could not skip past it, which I'll get back into that. But I could not skip past it because it led into a new chapter, and if I tried to skip that, I'd have to skip like 4 chapters ahead. So I really could not skip past it. So I had to bring out my normal writer's block friendly things that help me push past writer's block. To start, I usually pull this out first. It's a writer emergency pack. If you watch my last video of my favorite things as an author, this was in there. It just gives you a bunch of cards and a bunch of ideas on how to work past a scene. So this one, the stranger, a human, or a mystery in human form. And then it also gives you like some tips on the back. Unfortunately, this time it did not help because of the circumstances of the scene. I knew what needed to happen in the scene. It just wasn't happening for some reason. So, on to the next thing. So the second thing is step away. Step away. Because sometimes when you're just sitting there in front of the computer and just trying to hammer it out, it doesn't work. Your brain almost gets just overwhelmed and you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to be sitting there wasting your day. Go on a walk, change your scenery. I can't tell you how many times the answer has come to me when I'm taking a walk around the block, or when I'm sitting there watching TV, or when I'm taking a shower, or anything like that. You know, all of us authors make fun of that, is the best ideas always come to me when I'm laying in bed. And it's like, it's because you're not focused on it. It's because you're not stressed about it. It's so your brain gets a chance to actually bring that creativity out and not the anxiety about it. So change your scenery and it should help. At least get 1 or 2 ideas in your head. I did get some ideas when I stepped away, but the ideas weren't working and I couldn't figure it out. So that brings me to number 3. Number 3, which I already went over, which didn't work for me, is skip. Skip past it. If you're really honestly stuck on a scene, and it's a first draft at least, I'm unfortunately in a second draft in a rewrite, so I don't have this luxury of just skipping right now, is if they're having an argument and you are stuck on that argument, you can't figure out how to make the argument feel passionate or however you're trying to make it feel, right, just be like, they get into an argument, she says something sassy, they kiss, and skip past it and move on to the next chapter. Worry about that for the rewrite, or worry about it when the answer comes to you. Just skip past it. Because if you just sit there for 3 months unable to write that scene, you're destroying yourself from being able to finish the first draft in the first place. So skipping past it is a valid technique, but I really think it only works with first drafts, in my opinion. Obviously, everyone is different. If it works for you, do it. It just, unfortunately, doesn't work for me. And lastly, the thing that ended up working. Usually, when you have writer's block, it's because something else in the scene isn't working. So what I did, finally, was I sat down at my computer one day, and I scrolled back like 3 chapters, and just sat there and read all 3 chapters, trying to figure out what was going on. And I finally found this one line that led into later in the chapter, where my character was completely out of character. Completely. And because she was out of character in that one part, it made the entire scene where she was out of character. And I was like, oh god, there it is. And so, yeah, it meant I had to erase, I want to say I had to erase like 3 or 4 paragraphs and rewrite all of it. But once I did, I sat and wrote 1,000 words in one sitting. So don't be afraid to erase it. And don't be afraid to go back and figure out, because usually if you're stuck in one part, the problem is like, I read it somewhere, is like if you're stuck on one part, there's a problem further up. And that helped me so much, and I was able to finally break out of that writer's block and make the scene work, because I really loved that scene, and like I said, it's really important to character development and everything like that. And I can't wait for you guys to read the sequel, because I'm loving it so far. I really think you guys are gonna love it. But, so those are my techniques that I use for my writer's block when I get stuck. I hope that they can help you guys if you guys get stuck. If you guys have any techniques that you use that I did not bring up, comment them below. I would love to hear about them, because I am always looking for new techniques for myself. If you guys have any questions about writing and want some tips or tricks and want me to make a video on it, again, comment below. The Cursed Promise is available on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. You can get it on Kindle, ebook, hardcover only on Barnes & Noble, and paperback on both. Thank you so much. I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day, and